Good evening, good evening, good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. We're not doing the disclaimers because my dumbass, once again, forgot to hit this little green button. So, as I was hitting the 37 mark, I looked down and realized, nope, we're going to have to do it again. So, more than likely, for the sake of my sanity, I know, folks, that this is a better camera view over here. I get it. But more than likely, I'm going to start filming back on the laptop again because this is, it's wasting time and driving me nuts. So, we're going to go straight through the trigger warnings. We're going to try to make this quick. If you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, pertinent links are right there in the description box. Trigger warning 1 will be discussed places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys. You're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues or disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and watching this, parental supervision is advised. Okay, and the reason why it got to 37 minutes, folks, is I got a doozy in here for you. So they've moved on to another person they want to tar and feather. But this time I actually am going to stick to the very first sentence. It's important. Let me show you why. EL, a 55-year-old man with a severe intellectual disability, autism spectrum disorder, and a severe behavior disorder, has a long history of engaging in severe SIB and AB. One question, JRC. Just this little thing here. What in the name of God do you mean that he is 55 years old? JRC bills themselves as a residential school program. Correct? We've seen that everywhere, right? For residential school programs, including the semi ones out here like Rivendell, they have an age area. It's what we usually refer to as, and remember this is my special area of expertise here, transition age. What that is generally is between the ages from 18, the oldest out here is to 21. Depending on some states, it's the age of 26, depends on the situation. But that is the general age frame with the transitioning. Now, we're not talking from high school to secondary, college, or into the workforce here. There's a secondary transition in regards to adulthood that happens. About around that age period, you are supposed to be starting to transition over from school age programs and treatment to adult programs, services, and treatment. The reasons really should be self-explanatory. As you age, support needs change. Yes, for all of us. Yes, even for me. I was transitioned out completely by the time I was 19 years old into adult services. I finished with that adult services in regards to Well, let me put it this way. Some programs, like with ARC, you have a whole transition kind of group here. So I went out of high school into assisted living at 19, right? I had my little apartment, Crowhaven, out there in Nixa. And I was there from 19 to 26. Okay? It's usual transition. I was gradually being adjusted to more adult and community-based services, programs, and treatment plans during that time. That's when medicines were getting adjusted because, let's face it, the needs of an adult autistic woman are not going to be the same as an adult teenaged girl. Okay? So it was transitioning out slowly and setting those community based programs, services, supports, and when necessary, safe individuals out there in case I ever need them. Right? Generally, it's all within that age frame. The JRC is supposed to be primary school focused. Residential is just supposed to be a part of it. The main frame is education, right? What are they doing? Having a 55-year-old man still under their school program. I don't care how severe his behaviors are. I don't care what defense they're going to try to use in regards to their torture device right now. My concern is addressing directly what the hell a residential school program is doing, housing someone who's in their later middle-aged era and should have been fully transitioned out to adult services a long damn time ago. Because regardless of severity of behaviors or not, someone that age has no business still being around a residential school program, point blank, period. The expertise in regards to services with disabled folks, everybody has their niche areas that we all specialize in. I would not be able to benefit from a school semi-residential program and its protocols coming from Rivendell when I am a 40-year-old autistic woman. It should be the most obvious thing on planet Earth because as you change, needs change. It happens with everyone. This is particularly true if you're a person with a developmental disability. Even regards if it's strictly mental health that you're dealing with. Still, as you age, you change. If JRC is strictly a residential school program, they do not have the capability to be able to actually, in any meaningful way, be able to meet all the needs of someone who's in their late middle ages. They do not have the expertise, the experts. What are you doing? Now, JRC likes to use severity, 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 severity. Allow me to use an example. Y'all know my mom has been in healthcare for over 40 years. My dad met her, he was the head security guard. We have what used to be a very old, we're talking dating back to Civil War old state hospital out in Mount Vernon, Missouri. It's now the VA hospital. Now we're talking early 90s, very late 80s. They housed a separate wing. I think it was, it was the wing that used to be the TB ward. My dad often kind of moonlighted over there to help with security. The people over there range from being middle-aged, about 40 to 75 years old over in that area. Many of them had different disabilities or mental health issues. Some of them had snaps, severe behaviors, similar to my own meltdowns, actually. The services provided within that state hospital environment were able to help, yes, even the most extreme behaviors. Yes, even during the episode where one of the men was running through the hallways, picking up TVs and throwing them out hospital windows. Because the people there were experts in regards to the disabilities and the mental health issues of people in that age bracket specifically. We're talking of people that are like 250 pounds, folks. Folks that, with the issues that they had, the GED wouldn't even have put them down. Okay? They needed specialized adult services. Services they would not have been able to have access to through a school residential program. It is outrageous and, quite frankly, completely insane that not only are the JRC once again tar and feathering, victim blaming, and a character assassinating their own victims, they held a student back who should have aged out of their program decades ago, being denied the services as a getting into their later middle age they're going to need, that a school program like that cannot provide for. This is insane. They get away with horrific crap. But if there's one thing I've learned in all my years of doing this, one thing that has always made people act when they refuse to act on anything else is something this blatant and obvious. The fact that this has just been allowed to go on. You have a 55-year-old man still stuck in a school residential program. Out here, they can get a place closed down. And I live in GOP hell, and it is getting scarier by the goddamn day. Just saying. Alright, I said I'd make it quick, so we're going to go ahead and close out for tonight, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Now, I'm being attacked by a very serious case of the hanger. The hanger is real, so I gotta get that taken care of. You all have a good night. I'll see you all tomorrow.